Hello Suzaman, today I've got something special for you. I'm going to show you some pictures and your job is to guess what the word is in German. Ready? So welcome to the word quiz. I'll do lots of word quiz videos like that. This will be our first episode, and a pro tip, watch at 1.5x speed to save more time. So normally in this type of videos we will have around 4 to 5 categories. So the first category will be everyday objects. So what we have to do is I will show you some picture and you have to guess it in German. Okay, so let's do it. So the first picture we have the clock. How do you say the clock in German? I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this one called in German the Uhr. The Uhr. Okay, the Uhr, the clock. Let's move on to the next picture. How do you say this one in German? This is a smartphone, right? How do you say it in German? For this one you will also get 5 seconds. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Okay, this one is das Handy. Das Handy. So das Handy means basically the mobile phone. Let's move on to the next picture. Okay, interesting. We can see there is a lamp. How do you say lamp in German? Also 5 seconds. 2 3 4. Okay, the lamp is die Lampe. Okay, die Lampe. The lamp. Let's move on to the next picture. Okay, how do you say chair in German? 1 Okay, so this one called der Stuhl, and this is the chair. So from every picture or the presentation you can notice one thing, that is I just highlighted the first part of the word. Okay, what do you call this? This one is article. So what I did is I just highlighted the article. You have to also remember the word with the article, because if you want to change it to the accusative case or the dative case, you will need the article. Okay, so always try to remember and memorize the word with the article. Let's continue with the next picture. Okay, how do you say this one in German? Okay, this is the partner of the previous one, which was a chair, and this is a table. How do you say table in German? You will get 5 seconds. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this one called der Tisch. Der Tisch. Okay, so the table. Okay, now we will discuss the next category, which is food and drink. Okay, so let's continue with the first picture. Can you guess how do you call this in German? Like a bread. How do you say bread in German? That's an easy one. I will also give you 5 seconds for this. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this one called das Brot. And don't forget one thing, you have to also remember or memorize the article of each word. Okay, so das Brot. So the article of both is das Brot. Okay, the bread. Let's move on to the next picture. Okay, how do you say this one in German? It seems like a butter, I think. Yeah, butter. So how do you say butter in German? Let me give you a thing. The spelling of both words in German and English are same. So guess it in 5 seconds. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this one, as you know, this is called the Butter. Okay, the Butter. Normally you'd say in English the butter, but you have to say it in German the Butter. Okay, let's move on to the next picture. What do you call this one in German? This one is one of the most popular food item in Germany, which is a cheese. How do you say cheese in German? Okay, 5 seconds. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this one called der Käse. Der Käse. Okay, you see you have a umlaut here. That's why you would say Käse, not Kaze or Kaze. You would say Käse. So the cheese. Let's move on to the next picture, which is banana. How do you say banana in German? It's also easy one. I will give you 5 seconds. 1 2 3 4 5. So this one called the Banane. The Banane. So one little difference between the German and English one is the ending, the last alphabet. Okay, you can see one is banane and the other one is banana. Okay, let's move on to the next picture. Okay, this one is my favorite one. How do you say coffee in German? Also 5 seconds. 1 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one called der Kaffee. Der Kaffee. So the coffee. Let's move on to the next one. This one is obviously the most important thing, or the drink humankind ever need. Okay, so you must need to know this word. So how do you say it in German? Let me give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one called das Wasser. Das Wasser. So the water. So now let's move on to the next category, which is household items. This one is a crucial one. So let's move on to the first picture of household items, which is a door. Okay, so how do you say door in German? It's also easy one. I will give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one called die Tür. Die Tür. This one is also with umlaut, you can see. So you don't say Tür, you say Tür. Okay, Tür. So the door. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, this one is a window, also a partner of the previous one, door and window. So how do you say window in German? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one called das Fenster. Das Fenster. The window. Let's move on to the next picture. Okay, this one is my favorite one. I love to see this picture so much. So how do you say bed in German? Also 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one called das Bett. Das Bett. Like the English one, the bed, but you have to add 2T instead of D. Okay, das Bett. Let's move on to the next picture. Okay, how do you say mirror in German? Okay, a mirror. Also 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one called der Spiegel. Der Spiegel. So the mirror, you'd say der Spiegel. Let's move on to the next picture. So how do you say carpet in German? 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one called der Teppich. Der Teppich. Okay, the rug or the carpet. Okay, so let's move on to the next category, which is nature and places. In this category, we will learn how to say the nature or places in German. Okay, so let's move on to the first picture, which is a beach, everyone's favorite place. Hey, quick notes, if you want to use these words in real life and want to connect with other learners, then join our German school community absolutely for free. There you will find hundreds of like-minded people who are also working on improve their German every day. How do you say beach in German? 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one called der Strand. Der Strand. Okay, der Strand, the beach. Okay, let's move on to the next picture, which is, you can see it seems like a city. How do you say city in German? You should know this. If you don't, then I will give you 5 seconds to guess. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one called die Stadt. Die Stadt, the city. Let's move on to the next picture. Okay, this one seems like a river. How do you say river in German? Also 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one called der Fluss. Der Fluss, the river. Let's move on to the next one. This one seems like a village. How do you say village in German? 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, a village you would say in German, das Dorf. Das Dorf. So Dorf in English, the village. Now let's move on to the next picture. A mountain. Okay, how do you say mountain in German? 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So der Berg. Der Berg. So the mountain. Now let's move on to the next category, which is transportation. Okay, now we'll learn how to say various transportation in German. Let's move on to the next picture, which is a car. How do you say car in German? You have to definitely know this because German is world famous for their cars. Okay, so I will give you 5 seconds to guess. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this one called das Auto. Okay, das Auto, the car. Let's go to the next picture. So we can see an airplane here. How do you say airplane in German? 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. So this one called das Flugzeug. Das Flugzeug. So the airplane. So let's move on to the next picture. Okay, now we can see a beautiful bicycle in front of us. You also get 5 cents for this. 1, 2. Okay, this one called das Fahrrad. Das Fahrrad. Okay, das Fahrrad means the bicycle. Let's move on to the next picture. Okay, here we can see a train, metro, or if you would say a subway. How do you say subway in German? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one called das U-Bahn. Das U-Bahn. Okay, the subway. Now let's move on to the next category, which is people and professions. This one is an important one because you have to also know how to say the job professions in German. So let's start with the first picture. Here's a doctor. We know she or he plays an important role in our society. So how do you say doctor in German? So as usual, 5 seconds to guess. 1, 2. This one called der Arzt or die Ärztin. Der Arzt oder die Ärztin. Okay, why do we have two variation? Because the doctor, one is for male version and the other one is for female version. The male doctor, you would say der Arzt. The female version of the doctor, you would say die Ärztin. Okay, let's move on to the next picture, which is we can see with a book a teacher. A teacher plays also an important role in our society. How do you say teacher in German? So also 5 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, this one called der Lehrer or die Lehrerin. Der Lehrer or die Lehrerin. Okay, also male version and female version of teacher. So one is male version, their teacher is the male version, and die Lehrerin is the female version. You will notice a common trait, which is if you add an extra in at the end, this will be then a female version of the profession. Okay, for example, der Lehrer, die Lehrerin. At first we had der Arzt, die Ärztin, but in this case we have exception that we have to add an umlaut with the a, the first a. Okay, a will be a, Ärztin. But on the other hand, in case of teacher, you don't have to add any umlaut or something like that. You would say Lehrer or Lehrerin. Okay, let's move on to the next picture. Okay, it seems like he wants to sell something. If someone wants to sell something, you would say him or her as a salesperson. Okay, so how do you say salesperson in German? And you will also have 5 seconds to guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one called der Verkäufer or die Verkäuferin. Der Verkäufer or die Verkäuferin. You can see the common trait here. Verkäufer is for the male version and Verkäuferin is for the female version. Okay, Verkäufer, Verkäuferin. Okay, let's move on to the next picture. Okay, how do you say a cook or the chef in German? He or she also plays an important role in our society to provide us with tasty foods. Okay, so how do you say cook or chef in German? Also 5 seconds. Okay, so this one called der Koch, die Köchin. Der Koch, die Köchin. Also same as the previous ones, which is Koch is for male version and Köchin is for female version. You can see one exception here. O is with umlaut, as we had also with the doctor one, Ärztin. Here die Köchin. Okay, die Köchin. You don't say die Kochin, you say die Köchin. Okay, let's move on to the next picture. How do you say this one in German? How do you say this person in German? This profession plays an important role to protect our society. How do you say this profession or a police in German. Okay, also 5 seconds. One. This profession called der Polizist or the Polizistin. Der Polizist or the Polizistin. Also the same one, the police, one is for male version and the other one is for female version. Polizist is the normal, the basic one, the Polizist, male version. And if you want to say lady police, then you will say the Polizistin. So conclusion, congratulations on completing this episode. In this episode we just covered the basic words which will improve and boost your vocabularies at your beginning stage. If you want to improve your vocabulary, let's say at A2 level or B1 level, then it will be worth it to subscribe the channel. I will bring more and more episodes to this word quiz playlist. If you enjoyed the video, please give a thumbs up and I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.